Welcome back to Detroit. Pissing me off today on the show. We'll discuss the acquisition of James Wiseman, a trade widely ridiculed by Pistons fans all across Twitter, YouTube, and other social medias. As one of the Pistons' favorite sons, Saddiq Bey was shipped out of town. How does this trade impact the Pistons lineup for the rest of the season? And how will it affect the offseason trades, free agency, and yes, the 2023 NBA draft, where the Pistons, among the rest of the bottom feeders, hope to land Victor Wembanyama? But first, let's discuss what the Pistons had to give up in order to draft former number 2 overall draft pick of the 2020 NBA draft, James Wiseman. The Pistons dealt Saddiq Bey to Atlanta and Kevin Knox to Portland in a 4-team deal, where Atlanta ended up sending 5 second-round draft picks to Portland, and Portland sent Gary Payton Jr. back to Golden State. Saddiq was on the upward trend in recent weeks with his play, but still had very inefficient stats for the season, shooting 40% overall and 34% from downtown. Saddiq also had the tendency of being a bit of a black hole offensively, only averaging 1.6 assists per contest. Also, Saddiq, statistically speaking, is one of the worst wings in the NBA on the defensive end. This I found the most concerning, even more so than his inconsistent and streaky shooting. With that said, we at Detroit Pissing Me Off had the best of wishes for Saddiq Bey for the rest of his career, and only time will tell if Saddiq Bey joins the ranks of Chris Middleton and Spencer Dinwiddie as the ones that got away. Players the Pistons gave up on prematurely. Kevin Knox, another wing with potential, and he showed flashes of that potential this year. However, he could not consistently stay in the rotation, which makes his departure easier to digest for Piston fans. Now, finally, moving on to James Wiseman. James Wiseman has been plagued by injury early in his career, but even suffered more from being drafted to the NBA championship contending Golden State Warriors, as they simply did not have the luxury of developing the young James Wiseman. Wiseman, when healthy, has shown some promise, even having a 30-point performance against the Brooklyn Nets earlier this year. However, in his career, he has only appeared in 60 games and just averaging 12 minutes per game this year. In contrast, Saddiq Bey has appeared in over 160 games in his career and averaged right at 30 minutes per contest. If you solely look at James Wiseman's per 36-minute stats, you see his potential as he averages 20 points a game, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, a half a steal, 1 block, but also 2 turnovers and 5.5 personal fouls. Areas that Wiseman must clearly improve on are all things on the defensive end: his shooting range, free throw percentage, ball handling, and personal fouls. Now, as reported by ESPN's Mark Spears, he states the Pistons plan on thrusting him into the starting lineup. I would be okay with this move if it doesn't mean sending Jalen Duren to the bench, as he has proven to be their best big on the team. A remarkable feat considering he's the youngest player in the league at just 19 years of age. Pairing Wiseman and Duren together in the lineup will create problems with floor spacing, but at times Wiseman has shown the ability to knock down the perimeter shot. If Wiseman's outside shooting improves, this could prove to be a dynamic duo because of their rim running and athleticism, which would be rivaled by very few front courts in the association. With the Pistons' current position in the standings, they should be experimenting game by game with different lineups to see what is most formidable, as the rest of the season will be one big audition for many of the Detroit Pistons heading into the offseason. Who will remain on the team? The Pistons' offseason will be greatly affected by what pick we receive in the draft lottery. For example, if we pick number 1 and draft 7'4" Victor Wembanyama, this will greatly affect the viability of several of our big men, including Isaiah Stewart, Marvin Bagley, and James Wiseman. In retrospect, if we draft 2nd and choose Scoot Henderson, this creates a logjam in the backcourt, which could affect the long-term viability of Killian Hayes and Jaden Ivey on the Pistons. But we'll discuss more on the NBA draft in a future video. Piston fans, smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to be reminded when my videos go live. And I'll see you next time on Detroit Pissing Me Off.